Very good morning. Today we are going to discuss introduction of pharmacognosy, and this is going to be one of the interesting part. So practical pharmacognosy, there are certain aspects. So this is first year of pharmacognosy, and I want to tell you that there are certain aspects. What is the subject? What are the drugs which we study in this subject? So first, let's learn the term called as a pharmacognosy. We have already seen that this can be split into two: pharmacon and gymnoscope. Okay, so pharmacon, that means drug, and gymnoscope, that means to acquire knowledge. Okay, so pharmacognosy is a branch of bioscience which treats in detail drugs obtained from natural origin. Now, what is natural origin? Anything which is either crude, anything which is either unprocessed, that can be called as a crude. So that is all natural. Now, natural origin may have three different origin. First is a plant, second is animal, and third one is mineral. So either the drugs obtained from plant, animal and mineral, these three are considered as a natural product. We have seen on this COVID background different natural systems of medicine. Our Ayush is there, Indian, Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha, Homeopathy. These systems are proving very useful. At the same time, natural products are proving useful. So on this background, importance of pharmacognosy is increasing. So we must know certain drugs. Right from the morning, we have a toothpaste, we have different spices, we have a tea, coffee, so many things are there. Turmeric, ginger, onion is there, garlic is there, isabgol is there, lemon is there. So these all herbal drugs have significant effect on our body, and we just need to study them in pharmacognosy. So pharmacognosy is a branch of bioscience which treats in detail drugs obtained from natural origin. Now you know pharmacon is a drug, and gymnoscope, these are two Latin terms. So gymnoscope means to acquire knowledge. So you are going to acquire knowledge about drug, but not any drug. Drugs obtained from only natural origin which are unprocessed. That is the thing, which are also called as a crude drug. So this is going to be area of the pharmacognosy. We have also seen history of pharmacognosy, where we have studied Chinese, Japanese, Korean, African, European and Indian. So many different systems of medicines are there. We all have studied those medicinal system in history of pharmacognosy. History of pharmacognosy is divided into two major things. We can say 18th century after and 18th century before. So before the original, or you can say history of a mankind, where human was using different drugs for their different purposes. I might have told you the story of Jane Goodall. Jane Goodall was a lady scientist, and she was chasing African gorillas and chimpanzees, or monkeys basically. So what happened? She was observing behavior of those monkeys, and whenever there was a problem in stomach upset of those monkeys used to eat bark of a particular tree, and then she observed there must be something in that bark, and later they found that bark was having anthelmintic properties. So all worms are there, round worm, tapeworm. So anti-helminthiasis So that was the term used for the, so what we can learn, so that is a particular branch of pharmacognosy that is called as a zoopharmacognosy. So zoo is the animal, so it is a branch of pharmacognosy which observe animal behavior in order to discover new drugs and drug development. So this is actually zoopharmacognosy. I have given example. Other interesting example I can give you. You might have observed cat. Sometime cat is eating grass. Okay, some of you have observation, and that grass is nothing but, in Marathi it is called as a durva. Okay, so that grass is in homeopathy there is a tincture called as a cynodone tincture, and that durva which we offer to Lord Ganesh, that durva is having excellent anti diarrheal properties. So it is used for the treatment of the diarrhea. So this is the beauty, where you can observe animal behavior, because animals have natural instincts, they have natural knowledge. Okay, if you give something to the tiger, lion or dog, he is not going to eat gorgeously. Okay, he is going to stop naturally when his hunger is satiated. So these kind of things we can learn from animal behavior, and this is called as a zoopharmacognosy. Okay, now if I want to tell about history, basic things about history. History is a very in-depth chapter, and it would need 3 to 4 hour minimum, but I will try to tell history within a short period of time. For example, you can say man was using this plant and animal from this ancient time. The word drug come to origin. The Latin term for this was a drug, and drug means dried. Dry fruit, dried vegetable, desiccated things. So dried means drug and drug means drug. So how word drug come into picture? It is derived from the word drug, which is a dried. So basically from ancient time, man was drying the vegetable, leaves, stems, root, bark, animal part, including skin and all that, things. So these things are used for the benefit. And history, you can say the Mesopotamia. In Mesopotamia, there are references where they were using clay tablet. Clay tablets are nothing but brick. When the clay is soft, you can write something on that, and if you are baking those clays, tablet or brick, it become permanent. So that was used for the documentation of the knowledge. Because if I know this particular plant is useful on this disease and I want to document it. So oldest was the clay tablet. After clay tablet, there comes the papyrus. Papyrus is a paper, and that papyrus which is prepared from the plant again, Cyprus aquaticus. From that aquaticus sage plant, a paper, it was a crude paper, you cannot say paper, it's not like today's paper. So that paper was very crude one, was used for the documentation of the knowledge. And different kind of papyrus are available. Papyrus Ebrus is one, Berlin papyrus is also there, and so many papyrus obtained, and they are present, they are preserved in the European museums, and now you can refer those things. Another in history I can give you Oatman. So he was knowing the pollen grains of certain plant have a medicinal values, and they were using those pollen grain to treat some health problem. Even Egyptian mummies were using honey. All the time you can have a use of a salt as a medicine. Right now we have ample of salt, so we don't know its value. It is becoming in excess. But old time, salt was used as a medicine, and it was exchanged at the cost of a gold. So that was importance salt was having maybe 5 or 10,000 years ago. If I am having a pinch of salt, I will be considered as a super rich. It's like a gold. And the laborers or the marathon runners who were working all the time, they all need their body supplemented with salt. So these are the few things are there in history. Now we will shift towards the actual practical pharmacognosy.